The number one question I hear from clients is this neighborhood safe? Or where is the safest area to live in Austin? Or where is the best place to live in Austin? And some people are confused when I answer that I can't directly give them my opinion on those safety or best areas of Austin. As a realtor, it's not because I don't want to help you identify what those areas are, but because I'm a licensed agent, there are strict rules that I need to follow that are designed to protect you and everybody else in the home buying process. Where are the safest areas in town? What is the best neighborhood to live in? Don't send me homes in a sketchy neighborhood. These are super understandable questions or statements that I hear from my clients on a regular basis. However, my answer may sound vague to you, and I'm going to tell you why. My role as a real estate agent is essentially to assist and guide you through the process, but I cannot steer you or tell you my opinion on things like safety, sketchiness, best areas, because essentially that is my opinion, and everybody's opinion differs when it comes to those things. My name is Brigid Schlegel. I am your Austin, Texas real estate agent. I help relocators, first-time home buyers, and investors across Austin, Texas buy or sell their homes. And with that, I make sure that everything that I say, every move that I make, is in line with the fair housing laws. Those are set in place to help protect you as the buyer or the seller and everybody else involved in the transaction, to protect you from any sort of discrimination or unfair practices. If you're considering making a move to Austin, Texas, or relocating within the city, click the link down below to book a call with me and we can talk strategy of your next move. Also, if you find this video helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of the future videos that I put out, and leave a comment down below if this video opened your eyes to anything new when it comes to working with a real estate agent and what their role is in the sale process. So number one restriction or limitation that I have as a real estate agent is discussing neighborhood safety. The reason for this is that safety is a subjective observation. Safety means different things to different people based on your lifestyle, comfortability, and personal experiences. So for example, a neighborhood that one person may decide is peaceful, another person might feel that it's isolated, right? So it is important first to kind of dig into what you're envisioning when you're describing safety. When you're able to tell me, safe to me means, a crime rate of X amount based on this website's data report, I can follow that guideline and help you identify neighborhoods that fit this particular level of crime rates. Also, if you describe to me, my vision of a safe neighborhood is a gated neighborhood with golf courses and these type of amenities, that is also something that I can help guide you towards. However, if you just describe, safety and, not sketchy, those are terms that are a little bit too subjective for me to just go off of, because my interpretation of safety and sketchy might be very different to yours. I've got links for different crime maps and resources for that if you're interested, just let me know and I can share those resources with you. And then also, sometimes a good test would be, maybe you're looking in a particular neighborhood. I would recommend going there at night, taking a walk down the street in the neighborhood, on the sidewalk, of course. Do you feel safe at night walking around with your family? That's usually just the easiest telltale sign that you can do as a test on your own to see if this is a neighborhood that you could envision yourself at. Because usually we're just touring homes during the day, but it's nice to actually go and see the house, see the neighborhood in the evening time or at night, because you're going to be living there full time. And if the neighborhood seems nice to you during the daytime but not at night, that's usually a red flag. So safety aside, another big one is the definition of best. Best neighborhoods, best towns, best locations. This also just has so much subjectivity that I need a little bit more detail to go off of before I give you my opinion on what's best for you. What I can do is help you identify your priorities. Maybe it is commute times, walkability, a certain school rating or school zone, right? Maybe you care a lot about particular restaurants or being close to your work. Depending on those priorities, I can help identify neighborhoods that best fit those priorities. However, as an overarching best, there really isn't a single best part of town to live in. That is always going to be subjective to you and your priorities. Now, getting deeper into the limitations, essentially we have the Fair Housing Act, which was originally enacted in 1968 as part of the Civil Rights Act. However, it has expanded over time to include more areas of protected rights. So overall, right now, the Fair Housing Act protects you from being steered based on your race, religion, national origin, sex, disability, or family status. These are all things that I have to be, cautious of, that I'm not making any decisions for you based on where I'm showing you houses, where I'm recommending you look for houses, and neighborhoods that would be best fit for you based on these attributes. Now, if you are, say, of a particular religion and you give me the instruction that you would like to be within 5-mile radius of XYZ church, now that is something that I can help you with, and I can follow your guidance on that particular, that particular request based on your religious goals. However, I can't make that decision for you by just observing that you're a particular religion and then telling you what type of neighborhoods would work for you, because I have some preconceived notion that people of this particular religion live in these neighborhoods. That would be discrimination, and that would be steering, which is definitely against the against the Fair Housing Act. So essentially, think of it this way: my job is to look at facts and not have a particular opinion of what is best for you. And also, my goal is to protect your rights. When you are signing a buyer's rep agreement, you are essentially making a one-on-one agreement with me as your agent to represent your rights above everyone else. Basically, I am working in your best interests above everybody else in the transaction, including my own. Lastly, one other aspect that I can't do as a real estate agent is practice law. I am not a lawyer or attorney in any fact. It is highly recommended that you have an attorney, review documents, or at any stage if you want to write in new wording or terms in contracts. I can only add in material facts when we are writing, say repair requests or filling out the contracts. I can fill in the blanks, but I cannot write new language to be added to that contract. So just keeping in mind that there are going to be limitations when it comes to giving you legal advice, of course. I can help direct you when it comes to the county contact information and who to, reach out to. However, it is always best that you do some of your own due diligence when it comes to state or county laws or regulations that govern that property as well. Ultimately, these are limitations on my role, but they do not restrict me from helping you do so much more throughout the transaction process and the home search, of course. I will make an entire separate video discussing all the different services that a real estate agent can provide you that will help you, save a lot, that will help you fall into dangerous situations as a unrepresented buyer, and also just have a more enjoyable experience overall. Ultimately, a real estate agent is there to protect your rights, advocate for you, provide public factual data, and help facilitate a smooth transaction. And a big part of protecting your rights is making sure that our own conduct is not doing anything that will harm you, lead you in the wrong way, cause any sort of unfair circumstance, And also just make sure that whoever we're working with on the other side is not doing that either. So if you're house hunting in Austin, Texas, or just thinking about moving to this market and you want an agent who will make sure to protect all of your rights and make sure to provide as much factual data as possible in the whole process, you're in the right place. You can book a call with me down below and we will talk about your personal priorities and the best strategy for your next move. Please hit the like and subscribe button. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching and happy house hunting.